track the aftermath of the early morning storms.
And what we do is we have crews spread out all across the area, bringing us live pictures of damage from the overnight storms. We begin with this shot here, Drone 4 in Sullivan. And we were able to safely launch our drone maybe about 10-15 minutes ago. If you're not looking at your screen right now, you have to turn around and look at your television. The extent of damage here to the One More Pub and Grub in Sullivan. This was about 3:45 this morning, so thankfully nobody inside this building at the time that the apparent tornado tore through this area. Our Alex Gall is live on scene. He's on the ground right now. We're seeing there the ground shot, and we're going to keep up Drone 4 as well to show you the extent of the damage. And Alex, you've spent the better half of the morning talking to folks, to bar patrons.
That's exactly right, Claire. Lots of people called this bar their second home. We've seen several of them kind of poking through the wreckage of this bar again throughout the morning and just looking for things that they can salvage. Again, you mentioned that this came through at about 3:45 this morning, and there's already a crowd of people over there that are looking and seeing what can be done here. Again, like you said, no one was inside this building, so nobody heard, and that is what the owners of this bar say they are incredibly thankful for. Hear this soundbite here from Jane Epperson. She's the owner, again, co-owner of One More Pub and Grub.
It's known as a pub, and it has a lot of regular customers, employees that have always come here and love the place, and we hope to be able to rebuild it or see what's next.
Now, there is still a lot of debris in this area. We've seen emergency crews around this area down at the high school. Again, we're just east of Sullivan, Missouri, the main town, and we're just north of the high school, which is about a quarter mile down the street. There was a little bit of damage down there as well at the high school. But up here, people are counting their blessings. There was a tree that fell down the way there, but none of the nearby homes seem to have been impacted. At least that is what the bar patrons have told us as well. Again, a really sad scene here this morning, but they again hope to rebuild this bar, and they do have insurance here as well.
We do want to point out, I know Alex talked about it there for a moment, but it is relatively close to Sullivan High School that had a little bit of damage overnight as well. Alex was there earlier this morning, so that's another thing we're going to continue to cover throughout the morning, any damage there. Oh, thank you. Thank you to our crew there in the control room now showing us this view of the high school. You talk about the area. It's one of those, the roofs over the sidewalk leading into, and Paige is very familiar with this area, with the high school. She was talking about, Paige, if you're able to talk a little bit, that's the theater part of the high school?
So that would be, yes, into the theater. That is on East Vine Street. Now, if you look in the lower left corner of your screen as our drone zooms out, that lower corner is where the pub is. So you can see how it's literally across the road. You could basically see the high school, see the theater from the backyard of the pub. So all of those trucks there are on East Vine, right along 185, and the pub literally across the road from the high school. The pub sustaining the most damage, and the high school with a little bit there not far. I'm also noticing how much water is ponding there off of East Vine with just the torrential rain and wind from overnight.
Yes, practically across the street. Okay, thank you very much, Paige. And